As the vibrant, sun-drenched days of summer begin to yield to the crisp, golden hues of autumn, our gardens enter a period of profound transition. For many of us, the tomato patch has been the heart of our summer efforts, bursting with juicy red orbs that taste of pure sunshine. It's easy to think that as the temperatures drop, our work with these beloved plants is finished. However, the care we provide during this late-season window is just as crucial as the watering and the feeding we did in June and July. This end-of-season attention is not merely about tidying up, it is a strategic set of actions that can extend your harvest. It can improve the health of next year's garden, and it can ensure that every bit of your summer labor pays off beautifully. Think of fall care as the final chapter in your tomato plant's story for the year. The late-season question. As the days grow shorter and the air carries a distinct chill, your tomato plants begin to receive clear signals that their growing season is drawing to a close. This is the perfect time to perform a specific type of pruning, often called topping. Topping is the simple act of snipping off the top growing tip of each main stem on your tomato plant. This strategic cut sends a powerful message to the plant: stop growing taller and producing new flowers. All its sugars and nutrients are now channeled into the existing green tomatoes, helping them to mature and ripen more quickly. The process is remarkably simple, even for a beginner. You don't need any fancy tools. A clean, sharp pair of pruning shears or even your fingers will do the trick. Identify the main vertical stems on your plant and follow them to the very top. Pinch or snip off this top section, about one leaf set down from the tip. While you're at it, remove any new suckers, the small shoots that appear in the V between the main stem and a side branch. You can selectively remove some lower yellowing leaves, but avoid stripping the plant bare. It still needs leaves to photosynthesize and ripen fruit. Throughout the peak of summer, you likely spent a good amount of time feeding your tomato plants. Balanced liquid feed, granular tomato-specific blend, and rich compost tea all helped build lush foliage and fruit set. However, as summer wanes and the calendar flips towards autumn, it is time to completely change your approach. The single most important thing to do regarding feeding your tomatoes in the fall is to stop. Put away the fertilizers and let the plant's natural cycle take its course. Fertilizers, especially those high in nitrogen, are designed to promote new, tender green growth. Exactly what you don't want now. New growth at this stage is a waste of the plant's limited energy and is vulnerable to the first cool nights and light frost. By ceasing all fertilization, stems and leaves become tougher, and the plant focuses on developing the fruit already on its vines. The sugars and nutrients that would have been used to build new leaves are now directed straight to those green tomatoes. They mature and begin turning red. Your role now is to step back and let nature do its work. As autumn progresses, the biggest threat to your tomato harvest is the first frost. A single night of freezing temperatures can turn healthy plants into a blackened, wilted mess. Paying close attention to the weather forecast becomes one of your most important tasks. When temperatures are predicted to dip near or below freezing, it's time to spring into action. Use old bed sheets, use blankets, use commercial frost cloths, or large pieces of cardboard. Drape the cover over the entire plant in late afternoon or early evening. Make sure the cover reaches the ground to trap residual warmth. Use stakes, tomato cages, or other supports to keep material off the foliage. Any part touching the cover can still suffer frost. In the morning, once the frost has melted and temps are safely above freezing, remove the covers to let plants get sunlight and avoid trapping moisture. If plants are in containers, move them under a porch, against the house, or into a garage or shed for the night. These simple acts can often buy you several more weeks of ripening time on the vine and prevent a cold snap from ending your season. Despite your best efforts, the day will inevitably come when a hard freeze is imminent. A hard freeze will not only kill the plant, but will also damage the fruit, rendering it inedible. Before this happens, undertake the final harvest. Pick every single tomato left on the vines regardless of color. Your goal is to harvest all green tomatoes that have reached a mature size. Glossy, pale, or whitish green, and firm to the touch. Leave behind very small, underdeveloped tomatoes. They lack the sugars to ripen and will shrivel. Handle fruit gently to avoid bruising, and leave a small piece of stem attached to help them last and ripen more evenly. Sort as you pick. Create separate piles for immediate use, indoor ripening, and imperfect fruit. Pile 1, tomatoes with a blush of color. Use these first. Pile 2, mature, glossy green tomatoes. Prime candidates for indoor ripening. Pile 3, blemished or cracked fruit. These should be processed or eaten right away. Remove any moldy fruit immediately to prevent spread and discard spoiled fruit. Bring baskets indoors. The kitchen becomes the final stage to coax these tomatoes into full ripeness. This final harvest can feel bittersweet, but you are saving a bounty that would otherwise be lost to the cold. Once you have harvested your bounty of green tomatoes, the next challenge is to get them to ripen indoors. Tomatoes ripen after being picked because they produce ethylene gas, a natural ripening hormone. Method 1. The paper bag technique. Place a few green tomatoes inside with a ripe banana or apple to speed ripening. Method 2. A cardboard box. Lay them in a single layer. Don't overcrowd, give each tomato space. Don't seal completely. Fold the top loosely or leave the lid ajar so ethylene is trapped but air circulates. Store in a cool spot out of direct sunlight. Aim for about 60-70 degrees Fahrenheit, 15-21 degrees Celsius. Sunlight won't help. It can toughen skins or cause uneven ripening. Check every day or two and remove any tomatoes that have ripened or show mold. Another method for large quantities. Pull up entire plants before the hard frost, roots and all. Shake off loose soil, tie the plant, and hang it upside down in a cool, dark, sheltered place like a garage or basement. The plant will slowly die, but will continue sending energy into the fruit. Tomatoes will ripen on the vine over several weeks. Remove ripe tomatoes as they color and use them. Check hanging plants occasionally for fallen fruit. Hanging plants is a low-maintenance way to get a slow, steady supply of vine-ripened fruit through the colder weeks. After the final harvest is complete and your plants are pulled or killed by frost, the last crucial step begins: the great garden cleanup. It may be tempting to leave dead stalks and leaves until spring, but that is a big mistake. Old plant debris is the perfect hiding place for pests and for spores of diseases like late blight, septoria, and early blight. Remove all old tomato plants completely. Pull by the roots and gather stakes and cages for cleaning. Do not put diseased plant debris in your home compost. Bag it for household trash or municipal yard waste that uses high-heat composting. Scrape soil off supports, then wash cages and stakes in a solution of 1 part household bleach to 9 parts water. Let them soak about 10 minutes, rinse thoroughly, and dry them in the sun before storing. With the bed clear, now improve your soil for next season. Spread 2 to 4 inches of well-rotted manure, finished compost, or shredded leaves. Either fork gently into the top few inches or leave as a mulch. Over winter, earthworms and microorganisms will break this down, improving structure, drainage, and fertility. This gives you a healthy, fertile foundation ready for next year's seedlings. With the final cleanup done and the garden put to bed, the quiet months provide a perfect opportunity to plan and save seeds. If you grew open-pollinated heirloom varieties, you can save seeds to grow next year. Choose a perfectly ripe, blemish-free fruit from your most vigorous plant. Slice, squeeze seeds and gel into a jar, add water to cover, and cover with cheesecloth. Let sit 2 to 4 days. You'll see mold on top and it will smell fermented. That's okay. Pour off the top, add water, swirl. Viable seeds sink, pour off pulp, and repeat until water is clear, then strain. Spread cleaned seeds in a single layer on a ceramic plate or coffee filter. Do not use paper towels. Let air dry 1-2 weeks. Store fully dry seeds in labeled envelopes in a cool, dark, dry place with silica if possible. Use the winter to reflect. Note which varieties performed best, which resisted pests, and sketch next year's garden plan. Practice crop rotation to prevent disease buildup. As we have seen, the work of a tomato gardener doesn't end when the first chill of autumn arrives. The thoughtful care you provide during this transitional season reaps a harvest of benefits. Late-season pruning, stop fertilizing, protect against the first frost, harvest remaining fruit, ripen green tomatoes indoors or hang plants, clean up plant debris, disinfect supports, and amend soil. These actions maximize yield and let you enjoy the taste of summer for weeks longer. They protect soil health, reduce pest and disease pressure, and help you plan a better crop next year. A little diligence now pays back tenfold, fewer problems and a more abundant harvest next season. Take these 6 simple steps and your garden will reward you next year. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, like and subscribe for more seasonal gardening tips. End.